Hi, this is Zach with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Friday, the 23rd of May. Starting off with the S&P, which failed towards the 6,000 level, which was resistance on the way down back in March. Still have the risk of a move down to 57.70, the old March peak, or at worst, probably the gap down from last month, or earlier this month, around 56.80. But at least while we're above 57.70, still looking for the record highs of earlier this year and even potentially the top of that, that resistance line projection through 6,300 later in the summer. On to the Nasdaq, and here, market which I suppose relatively outperformed the S&P on the recovery, still looking strong, and even though we obviously got knocked back from the 21,500 zone above the latest gap, 20,800, still looking for a retest of the best levels of the year so far, towards 22,200. Moving on to the stocks, and starting off with a flyer, which is asset entities, and here you can see why we had our initial target there around $5.80, and we saw the stock bounce off that old target as new support. Current situation is that we're probably looking for a pullback towards the initial peaks there after the first target was hit, around $8.80. Above that, though, still looking for further gains. Onto a situation which is perhaps not quite as exciting, but advanced auto parts. Here you can see that falling trend channel, top of the channel there around $56. That's our target, while we're above recent resistance around the $42 mark. On to another riser which may have legs, which is Biosig, and here rising trend channel, a very steep one, and looking for the shares to hit top of the channel there towards $6.50, and we're looking for that while we're above recent resistance around the $3 mark, resistance back in April last year and to start May this year. New name and new chart as well at the moment is Eyenovia, and Eyenovia, and here you can see that we've got the shares gapping up above the 50-day moving average. Rising trend channel base there. There's a gap there in the top of the channel towards $4.30. That's what we're looking for by the end of next month, while we remain above recent support around the $1.40 level. In fact, yesterday's low, precisely that number. Next on the list is Instil Bio, and here rising, or rather broadening triangle base here, $36 is the target for the end of next month, while we're above the Wednesday resistance zone around $20. That was also resistance on the way down, rather. On to IonQ, and here, beautiful pattern here with the sort of V-shaped rebound. Rising trend channel there heading for as high as $70, looking for that by the end of next month, while we remain above the recent breakout zone, which was $36. Situation which could also have some potential is Navitas, and here you can see why we've gapped up violently. Basically a handbrake turn around there through the 50-day line way down at $2. Seeing the shares above recent resistance around $4.50, above that. Still looking for further gains as high as $6.60 at the top of that August 2024 rising trend channel. Next up is Prenetics, and here another situation where we've had a vertical move after a break of resistance. Current situation is that there's an old spike there around $7.75. Above that, we're looking for the top of the channel, $14. I suppose if you don't want such a big stop loss, then the half the range of yesterday takes us to around the $9.50 area. Maybe that would be a better place for money management. On to the last three, and first one is D-Wave, not in alphabetical order, but in order of the ticker code. Here you can see that we're following the gap higher through $17.80. Above that, looking for that red resistance line projection size $24 by the end of next month, or actually the way things are going, even possible by the end of this month. Moving along to Raytech, and here, nice range and rangy base, I would call it, $3 at the top of the range, and above the 50-day line there at $1.89, looking for that $3 zone, hopefully by the end of this month. One of the frequent pliers in the US Chartbreakers has been Siyata, and here it continues to entertain on the price action front. current situation is that we are bouncing between the initial target there, which was around $4.70, and the second target there around $8.20. Looking for a best case scenario target as high as $12 by the end of next month, while we're above the $4.50 zone. That's it for me today. More updates over the weekend.